What's up, everybody? My penny go boom. Thanks for joining us here for the close of the week on Friday, February 6th. And this was a great day for me personally trading. Every once in a while, I always talk about sometimes everyone always swings for the fences going for the home runs, and I personally like to just take base hits because enough base hits add up to a home run. But coming out the gates today, this was just I think today was somewhat of a grand slam for me personally. So let's take a look at what happened and what kinds of trades I made today and why I did and how they played out. So first stock we're looking at here, we're looking at Twitter. So yesterday, each one of these charts is each one of these candles is 15 minutes of price action. Now this is the chart over the past 3 days. We're just going to focus on yesterday and today. So this is a stock, Twitter, I really wasn't into. I haven't really traded it much, but it was on my radar since they had earnings coming out, and I was just kind of watching this stock slip all day long, just slipping, and and I didn't really see anything that I was really liking about it. But right in the last 15 minutes of the day yesterday, I decided to go ahead and buy some call options on Twitter when the market was really negative into the earnings. It kind of reminded me of what happened with Apple last week when they had the big drop on the day of the earnings, only to recover the next day. But also I was looking at the 50-day simple moving average line, and I decided what, I'm gonna take a gamble, and I literally bought the call option just a few minutes before the bell sounded yesterday. Lo and behold, Twitter went out and did some blowout earnings. I was doing I was trying to do my little moonwalk, after hours, getting excited, little dancing. So I think the stock was up to like 46.35, I believe, yesterday after hours. Opened up today and obviously huge gappage. So this morning when the stock came out, I knew that I try not to let greed take over what I'm doing and let my emotions get in the way. Profits are profits. I've been when I was a younger trader. Well, I'm still young, but when I was younger, I learned that sometimes chasing that dollar will sometimes bite you in the butt. So this is what happened. So as it was going up today, it was again, these are 15 minutes. It was gapping, going up nicely, 5/10. Everything's looking really good. Then the stock kind of stalled out a little bit right here. And I was watching this 5-day and this 10-day. Now remember, when the 5's above the 10, it's typically a sign that the stock's going to continue to rise. So as you can see here, the stock continued to rise a little bit. Then right in this area, it stalled out yet again. It was kind of like a fight up, a fight down, a fight up, a fight down. And right at that same time, I noticed, what? This 5-day is starting to look like it's getting closer to the 10-day, and it's starting to dip down under. So, I did sell, by the way, I did sell some of my call options on the way up here. I sold them out in different segments. But right around this area is when I decided to get rid of all the rest of them. So I go ahead and took my profits here. Sure, I didn't take, all the best, the highest amount of profits on all my rides up, but I did take them on the ride up, and that's important. When you have profits, go ahead and lock them in. So I got out completely here. So congrats to Twitter and everyone who banked nicely on this move today. It was a really nice move. I can tell you that this gap right here was really nice. I'm really glad I got into this. This was kind of a, though the charts kind of indicated that where I wanted it to be, I'm not gonna lie, it was somewhat of a coin flip on the earnings. Now, the moment that I got out of this stock, I noticed that let me bring this over here now, that the S&P 500, that this stock was acting a little curious overall. Now, in general, of course, I buy calls and puts, but I'm the kind of guy just, morally where I like to buy calls because I like the stocks to go up. But, you can't play the stock market like that because you'll get burned. You got to learn to play both sides of it. So, I was watching here as, again, by the way, this is a 2-minute chart. Each one of these is 2 minutes for just today's action. So I noticed right around this area right here that the stock kind of fizzled out and was doing the same thing Twitter was doing, where it was kind of like, up and down, kind of moving sideways, didn't really know where it wanted to go. And also the same idea where the 5 was kind of crossing with the 10, the same exact idea with Twitter. And then you have this 50-day simple moving average on the 2-minute. And I decided right when this broke, and I'm going to be honest, it was probably somewhere right around here, I took the entire profits I made in Twitter, and I did a put on SPY for a 205 put. So I put it in right here, and as soon as it came in, you can see the stock started to fall apart. It kind of turned back up again, but since I kind of got it in right here, I was kind of even at this point a little bit. I could have taken out here, but I had just gotten in, so I kind of let it play a little bit, and the stock fell apart again. And then once that happened, it just started breaking. Different support levels, like one after another. Continue to fall. Fives. See what I'm saying? When the fives below the 10 and we're into the 50, the stock was just falling apart. I mean, although it is going down, and people are losing money on this, I'm going nuts because I'm just killing it right here. And then again, you can see again when the 5 crosses the 10, the stock goes up. And I took some profits here a little bit. That didn't sell all the contracts out yet, and then I kind of rode this up. And then right around here is when I started to get nervous. I started to say, oh man, you know what? Let me draw a guideline here. Just put it right here. When I got to this level, I thought to myself, all right, if this thing crosses, way above this, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the the small profits that I had on this and just call it a win for the day. But when that happened, a magical moment happened, and the stock just completely fell apart. Again, I want everyone to take note of the 50-day simple moving average, the 5-day, and the 10-day. And at this point, it was just a free fall for the rest of the day. I mean, any way you slice it. Even though it was kind of fighting up and down here, I actually kind of liked this action. It showed that it was kind of trying to come back, because sometimes when it overextends straight down, it just goes straight back up. Sometimes with kind of like a dead cat bounce. So I was kind of encouraged to see that it tried to fight back a little bit, but it just really didn't have the strength, and it fell apart. It came down here at one point, and then this is where the greed starts coming, and I hadn't sold yet, and the stock had gone back up, and I told myself if it had gotten up to this level again, that I was going to go ahead and sell out. It did not, in fact, make it there, and when it came back down to this level, I decided enough was enough, and I had made enough money for the day. So I had exited the stock, and when I did, I luckily got out before the 5 started to come back over the 10, and the market started to come back in the last 5 to 10 minutes. So I don't often tell myself this, but this was almost like if you're doing like day trade by day trade, or trade by trade, if you're swing trading this, I played this thing like I wish I played every stock like this. Let's put it that way. Just taking all that Twitter money on the way up, and then just putting it on the way down on SPY. And one other thing, let's take a look at the Apple chart. This is one stock that I cut loose today, unfortunately. So this is the 2-minute chart here on Apple. It really had. Let's change that. I don't want to look at that too. Let's look at the 5. Cleans it up a little bit. Okay, so Apple came out of the gate swinging. I was actually like, all right, great. This thing's actually going to make it past 120 today. Kind of fought, it kind of fought near 120 levels. And then again, when I saw that this 5 fell below the 10 and fell below this 50-day simple moving average, I said, you know what? As much as I want to see Apple go to $130, $125, whatever it is, I actually took a small loss on this one. So, and I just got rid of it, and I'm sure glad I did, because look where it ended up here at 118. I think after hours, 118.93. Ouch. Sorry to anyone who's still holding this, but just goes to show you the power of charts. If you can go ahead and start to see some of these technical indicators, you'll start to see patterns develop. Again, right here, 5 is below the 10. And it broke the 50-day simple moving average. Once it broke the 50-day simple moving average on this 5, it was just game over. It made a valiant effort here. I'll give it that. It was a good chance to make little kind of quick trade here, but it was over. So again, you don't win them all. And I want to show everyone that I don't win every trade that I make. I am human. Everyone is human. Anyone who tells you that they make money in stocks all the time is just lying to you. Well, I shouldn't say that. Anyone who says they always make the right choice in each trade they do, they're lying. Everyone makes, everyone wins. You lose. What matters is that your gains outweigh your losses. So, Apple in general, I don't know what I'm gonna wait to get back into this one. Some of the resistance levels, here, I'm just kind of clicking along here, just kind of eyeballing them. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna wait and let to see. I want to see what the chart's gonna do. I think I'm gonna wait to see if we can get back into some type of channel pattern, or just up here. I just don't feel comfortable about it, especially the way it closed today. There's just kind of uncharted territory up here, up above 119, 120, and it's obviously having a problem getting up there. Do I think it's gonna get past it at one point? Sure, absolutely, and I really hope it does, because I hope to be part of it. But I'm just not quite sure, because as I'll talked about in some of my other videos, videos, when the price is riding this upper Bollinger Band, and it kind of stays on it, the price continues to rise. But if you can see here, again, each one of these is 1 day price action. The price is kind of, it's fallen, it's fallen off the Bollinger, had a bad red candle, couldn't break above 120. I'm just going to wait to see what happens next week. If it goes up, great. I'm not in it. If it goes down, I'm just going to wait for those support levels. And areas of where you should start to look about, if you want to get back in, or some levels of support are going to be, in the area of, what is this? Oh, that was a back handle. Like 116.25, 116.30. If it gets down there, I'll think about it. If it gets down to 115, I'll think about it. But as of right now, I'm not really feeling it. But you might be saying, Eric, you're such a hypocrite. You said that about the Bollinger Band, but you also talk about how the 5-day is over the 10-day and it's above the 50-day simple moving average. Well, you caught me there, because in that case, yes, the chart is still intact. It is still in somewhat of like an upward motion, but since, I like to day trade some of these, as far as the day trading move goes, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. However, the chart, as far as the technicals are pointing, are still saying that the chart is still intact. But one little thing I like to point out is this candle right here from yesterday. This is kind of like what they call it's kind of like a hanging man or whatever it is. This kind of signifies that there might be a change in direction, and lo and behold, look what happened today. The direction kind of started to change back. Now, I got to see what happens on Monday to see if this red candle confirms that then we're going to start to head downwards. But again, I took my money out because I'm just not willing to take the gamble on it. I need to see what happens first. So overall, crazy day. Really happy. One of probably my best single day in 2015, but sometimes we catch them, sometimes we don't. Today just happened to be one of the times I caught it. So if anyone has any questions about any of these charts, Apple, Twitter, SPY, and maybe some other ones you want me to take a look at, go ahead and follow me here on YouTube. Shoot me a message. Follow me on Twitter and tweet at me. That's one of the easiest ways to get a hold of me. You also can find me on iHub. Just kind of trolling around some of the boards. I'm more than willing to talk to anyone. Again, this is just my opinion. Please don't take any of this as trading advice. Everyone, please make their own choices. Take your emotions out of it. Be smart. And we'll see all you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend.